Simeon Brown's appointed prominent oil gas lobbyist to Energy Savings Board against official advice. What were you saying? Ignores expert advice?
Ignores all expert advice. This dude... Okay, so first and foremost...
Hang on. Do you want me to read through the story, or do you want to continue?
Yeah, go on. Before I kick off.
Let me just get the facts, okay? A top government minister personally added a fossil fuel lobbyist to the shortlist of candidates to help govern the country's main energy-saving agency. Simeon Brown then overrode official advice to appoint the lobbyist to the role. The former energy minister put John Carnegie on the board of the Energy Efficiency and Conservation Authority in December, despite Carnegie not making the cut during interviews. Officials managing the recruitment process twice tried to exclude the fossil fuel lobbyist from the running, according to documents released to RNZ under the Official Information Act. First after an initial screening, and a second time after Brown instructed them to interview Carnegie. That's very interesting. Brown also made another appointment to the EECA board the same month, that of accountant Vijay Goel. Goel's appointment also came after Brown instructed recruiting staff to interview him, then overrode advice that he was not suitable for the job. I'm sorry, but that just screams corruption. Does it not?
It does.
Putting friends in high places, right?
What's the point of having an interview process if the minister just comes in and goes, nah, this is my dude, my boy, Mr. Oil and Gas. Put him on the Energy Efficiency and Conservation group. Like, it's mental. That's had a huge amount of funding for EV and solar and all of this sort of stuff, decarbonizing our energy structure. That's what that group was. And they picked an oil and gas lobbyist against all advice. He didn't even interview well.
Yeah.
And he's still there. It is corruption. It is, again, another lobbyist in a key position.
It's like I would probably have forgiven him for saying, hey, these are two people I'd like to be interviewed for the role. I think they've got something to say. They would add some value to this. As a minister, you've got that privilege. Sure, probably wouldn't look great, though. If they didn't interview well, probably would have put my hands up and gone, okay, maybe they're not right for the job then. I'll take your advice. Perhaps not the best person for the job. They didn't interview very well. Let's move on and get the best people for the job. But just to ignore it blatantly and be like, no, I don't care what you say. You went through the process, but like, he's going to be on the board. And even though
he's going to be on the
saying,
board. He's
my
boy. What's the guy's name again?
John Carnegie. To give you some background on him, he is the chief executive. Is chief executive of Energy Resources Aotearoa, formerly the Petroleum Exploration and Production Association, and has been a leading voice for the repeal of the ban of offshore oil and gas exploration, as well as support and subsidies to make fossil fuel drilling more attractive.
Fantastic.
Initially, Carnegie was on a long list of potential options whom recruiters at the Ministry for Business Innovation and Employment approached to apply. He applied and was considered, but officials decided the oil and gas spokesperson should not progress to the shortlist.
And then Simeon Brown threw his book bag on the ground and said, no, my mate Oily John's on the board. Oily John.
I'll read this. However, after viewing MBIE's shortlist of candidates, Brown told officials not to interview anyone on it. Instead, he instructed them to interview Carnegie and Goel.
It is corruption. I don't see anybody else. The whole point of these organizations is to be politically neutral. And I just don't see how you put an oil and gas guy a lobbyist in that position and go, yeah, it's still politically neutral. It's fine. It's not a problem. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So some great stuff coming out of Simeon then. He's really the best part about all of this is that he is no longer the Minister for Energy, I think it is. What was his former portfolio? Was it Energy?
Hasn't he still got it? I can't keep track.
No,
They
Energy
keep on
Minister, yep.
they keep on
he's no
parachuting him
longer-
into stuff.
No longer Energy Minister. He's now the Health Minister. So, and I think he was also the Transport Minister, and now he's no longer the Transport Minister. So he's just going through all the major profiles and just shitting on all of them. He's doing a really good job of spreading his shit everywhere.
Since we're talking about oil and gas,
Dog with diarrhea.
doing that toboggan thing across your white carpet.